Hey there! Welcome back to day 10 of Firestar. The scene that my sister Rachel's going to be drawing today is a Firestar coming back from losing a life, about to fight with all the strength of StarClan against Scourge. I'll read this scene to you now. It's on pages 299 through 307 of The Darkest Hour. The BloodClan leader reared back, his paws raised for the death blow. Fireheart scrambled to get away, but it was not fast enough. Agony exploded in his head as the reinforced claws struck down. Flame washed over his eyes, fading to leave nothing but darkness. A soft black tide rising to engulf him. He made one final effort to get up, but his paws would not support him. He fell back into nothingness. Firestar opened his eyes. He was lying on the grass of fortress with the moonlight washing over him, and the rustle of leaves above his head. Abruptly he sat up. He was not alone. The warriors of StarClan lined the clearing, illuminating it with the shimmer of their pelts and the gleam in their eyes. In the front rank, Firestar could see the cats that had given him his 9 lives. Bluestar, Yellowfang, Spotted Leaf, Lionheart, and a newcomer, White Storm, returned to his youthful strength, with starlight glimmering on his thick fur. "Welcome, Firestar," yelled the White Warrior. Firestar scrambled to his paws. Why have you brought me here? I should be back there, fighting to save my clan!" It was Bluestar who replied. "You have lost your first life," Bluestar meowed gently. "Send me back!" he begged. "If we're losing the battle, BloodClan will rule the forest!" Bluestar stepped forward. "Patience, Fireheart. Your body needs a moment to recover. You will go back soon enough." And then Bluestar tells him all about there was always 5 clans in the forest. But we'll save that for later. Firestar felt the 9 pairs of eyes, alight with wisdom. "Fight bravely, Firestar. You may return to the battle now, and the spirits of StarClan will go with you." The shapes of the StarClan warriors seemed to dissolve into light. Firestar felt their strength flooding through him as water soaked the thirsty ground, and he knew that the courage came with faith restored. He opened his eyes. The sounds of battle rushed to his ears, and he sprang to his paws. Right in front of him he saw Cloudtail battling Scourge. The young white warrior was on the ground, blood flowing freely from wounds, as Scourge shook him by the scruff and raked claws down his flank. But Cloudtail had his teeth fastened on Scourge's leg, and even though he was terribly injured, he would not let go. "Scourge!" Firestar yelled. "Turn and face me!" The small black cat whipped around, letting go of Cloudtail in shock. "How? I killed you!" "You did," Firestar spat back at him. "But I am a leader with 9 lives who fights alongside StarClan. Can you say as much?" For the first time he saw a flicker of uncertainty in Scourge's cold eyes, and at last Firestar understood what Barley had told him. Scourge's lack of belief in StarClan was his greatest weakness. Without belief, without the laws and custom of the Forest Clans, Scourge did not have the 9 lives of a true leader. And when he died, he would be dead forever. The BloodClan leader's uncertainty lasted no more than a heartbeat. He aimed a final blow at Cloudtail, dislodging the weakening warrior, and tossed him up against the great rock. Firestar launched himself at his enemy, and with every stride, he was aware of the StarClan warriors racing alongside him, matching his pace. Lionheart's golden strength, the lithe, muscular body of Running Wind, Redtail's dark fur, his bushy red tail streaming out behind him, Yellowfang with her claws outstretched, Spotted Leaf sweet and determined, and Bluestar with all her strength and skill in battle restored. Firestar seemed to cover the ground on winged paws. His claws raked along Scourge's side, and he dodged a blow to the head, just like the one that had claimed his first life. But Scourge was fast. He clung himself between Firestar's outstretched paws and aimed for his belly, trying to rip him open with the same move that had destroyed Tigerstar. Firestar barely drew back in time. Now he was on the defensive, trying to avoid gashing claws, but still get close enough to Scourge to land a blow of his own. He managed to grip the BloodClan leader near the base of the tail, and the 2 cats rolled over and over in the grass, a shrieking whirl of teeth and claws. When they broke apart, Firestar saw his own blood splattering the grass, and he knew he had to finish this fight quickly before he became weakened again. When the old trick came back into his mind, he scarcely believed it would work on a fighter like Scourge, but he could think of nothing else. He dug his paws into the blood-stained turf, and crouched in front of his enemy as if he was giving in, every muscle tensed in readiness. Scourge let out a yowl of triumph and leaped at him. In the same heartbeat, Firestar flung himself upwards, crashing into Scourge's belly and thrusting him backward onto the ground. His claws slashed through Scourge's pelt, and his teeth met the black cat's throat until he tasted the gush of warm blood. Firestar was dimly aware of Scourge's claws, flailing viciously at his shoulders, but he held on, raking his enemy's belly with his hind paws, until the blows that were falling on him grew weaker. Firestar shook his head, scattering thick drops of blood from his eyes. He released Scourge's throat and drew back to deal the death blow from his upraised paw. There was no need. Scourge's eyes were fixed on him, dark pits of hatred, and his body jerked convulsively. He tried to snarl defiance, but the only sound was blood burbling in his torn throat. His twitching limbs grew still, and his eyes stared sightlessly at the sky. Flanks heaving, his breath coming in agonizing gasps, Fireheart stared down at his dead enemy. Who knew where this cat's spirit was heading? Not to the ranks of StarClan, that was for sure. A skinny black and white BloodClan cat was battling with Tallstar a couple of tail lengths away. When he caught sight of Scourge's lifeless body, the BloodClan warrior froze, staring, and scarcely seemed to notice when Tallstar wrenched his claws down the side of his head. "Scourge!" he gasped. "No!" He backed away and turned and fled, blundering into another BloodClan warrior as he made for the bushes. The second warrior spat ferociously and launched himself at Firestar, but before he could attack, he too saw the body of his dead leader. A terrible wailing broke from inside of him. "Scourge! Scourge is dead!" As the cry rose above the screeching of battling cats, Firestar saw the warriors of BloodClan falter and stop fighting. As they realized that they had lost their leader, they turned and fled. To Firestar's dazed eyes, the two-leg-placed cats seemed to have shrunk. They were no longer fearsome warriors, but ordinary cats who had no place in the forest. Slower than WindClan, duller than RiverClan, and scrawnier than ShadowClan. All of their menace gone. With a cry of triumph, the forest cats surged after them and chased them out of the hollow. Numb with exhaustion, Firestar hardly had the strength to understand that his cats, LionClan, had won. The forest belonged to StarClan once again. Scourge thought he had killed him, so you can imagine his surprise when he popped back up like a daisy. He knew not of StarClan and that leaders of the clan have more than one life, so Firestar took him absolutely by surprise. Anyways, I'd love to hear in the comment section down below what you think of this scene. I love the thought of Firestar's loved ones in StarClan helping him defeat Scourge and reclaim the forest. Which of these starry cats is your favorite and why? Redtail, Spotted Leaf, Blue Star, Lionheart, Running Wind, or Yellowfang? Let me know down below. Well, I hope you enjoyed that video. Make sure to go and check out the video over on the side of my last speed paint. And click that subscribe button so you can always be notified when I make my next video. Alright guys, thank you all so much for tuning in. I'll see you soon with the next speed paint. Bye-bye!